They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never talk you fan for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a monster. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
What happened to Mordok? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Just making moves all over the place. 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apex.
I finally know why the tongues speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a monster. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here tonight.
The world of things I never knew. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go.
All right, guys, good evening. We're going to do a quick mic test to make sure everything is good to go. But man, I'll tell you what, we have an exciting night tonight, a full field, and I'm excited to see how it's going to go. All right, it sounds like everything is good here. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AKA's Cup Series Round 2 at Talladega. With a full field holding competitive drivers, the competition is going to be hot. After the race at Michigan, while defending champ Jose 720, he won the race. But point standings reminded us of how important stage position matters, with Dohar leading the standings. And Jose, who won the race, he currently eyes the top spots from fourth. We all know how crazy it is for Dega. So with a lot of luck, a lot of patience, and great strategy, we'll see who perseveres tonight and rides to victory lane. Before we get to the race, though, well, we have to welcome the Driver Spotlight, where we talk to drivers in the league and get to know them just a little bit better. So let's give a warm welcome to our Driver Spotlight league owner and driver, Pro Boss, and the number 21 car, who currently sits fifth in standings. Welcome to the booth, Pro Boss.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Awesome.
You know, AKA race day. We're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a huge night tonight, and so let's go ahead and get started. From the question for you from Jose 720, his question to you is, what is the largest fish in weight that you have caught?
The largest fish I've ever caught on a boat, it was actually in the Pacific. It was 140-pound bluefin tuna on rod and reel. 50-pound test. It took about 45 minutes, and but you know, this is back in the 90s, where not everybody had a phone with them or a camera. I mean, I have a picture of it, but I don't have an actual digital picture of it. So what I can prove on film is like a 62-pound wahoo and 42-pound mahi. I've caught some big fish off here.
That's crazy.
A lot of fun. It's world-class fishing.
Yeah. You guys see the pictures out there. It's up on screen right now. So really great to see him out there outside of racing and what he does. Very talented guy with fishing and catching all of those, and a lot of variety. So I love to see that from you. Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, I do fishing. You know, I feed everybody with my cabinet business, but fishing is my second business / hobby.
Okay. Well,
and, I'm blessed to have it.
I don't know much about fishing, but can you, I know the mahi, you can eat that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, do you
Absolutely.
eat most of your catches?
Everything we get.
Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
yeah.
Very
Everything
cool.
we go for, we'll come home, we'll cut it up, and we'll eat it, and it's real sought after. The wahoo is it's called the chicken of the sea because it's just flaky white meat, and
Nice.
it's just to die for. It's really really good.
That is actually very cool,
We
I gotta say.
practice, yeah, I'll say this. We also practice a lot of catch and release. We catch
Yeah,
sharks. We catch, fish that you can't necessarily eat. So
right.
we do practice a lot of catch and release. The sports into catching it. A lot of sailfish.
Nice.
In West Palm Beach here, the sailfishing industry. So we got to throw them back, and so people come back and keep catching them.
Right.
So
That's great. That's actually really great. All right, your next question. We saw you with a strong car at Michigan. In your opinion, what's it going to take to get to victory lane at Dega tonight?
tonight, tonight is going to take a little bit of luck and maybe 6 or 8 of your friends. Um, this, this is a tricky one. We have some super speedway ringers with us tonight. We got some of the older guys, quote unquote, on wheels, who specifically are into this super speedway style of racing.
Right.
And we have some of the best guys on the game joining us tonight. It's going to be awesome. It's going to take some of their help if they don't want to just run away with it, and a lot of guys are going to have to work together. This will be a tricky race, but I think we will shatter the all-time leaderboard tonight. We were very close in practice. I think we'll see 35s.
You guys are
45s,
moving.
excuse
Yeah.
me. Yeah, we're moving pretty good. We're
That's
moving
awesome.
pretty fast.
Yeah. All right, so moving over to ×3 wear for this season, what is the biggest challenge that you face with that?
Well, the biggest challenge is math. A lot of guys ×2, you can make that first stage. We do stage racing and stage points count. Once you go ×3, now you're on that edge of adding a pit stop on the shorter stages. Some guys don't have to stop. Some guys will stop halfway. It just throws a monkey in the wrench, a wrench in the ointment. It changes things up to, we've been doing this for a year now here on this game,
Right.
so we're just spicing it up a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, Pro Boss, and your last question before we get to racing tonight. What is your question that I should ask Blue Baka next week?
What's the question I asked? Well, let's see. I would like you to ask him how come. You see, he owns that the Xfinity branch of that RSR group. I want to know what drives him to want to be a league owner, to want to quote unquote volunteer his time, to make the time of others better.
Right.
What drives him?
That's
I want to
actually a
know
very cool
what's his
question.
motivating force behind that. Yeah.
Fair enough. You guys heard it from Pro Boss tonight. I wish you a ton of luck going in here tonight. These types of races you are amazing at, so good luck to you tonight, and I hope things go your way, and hopefully we see you in victory lane tonight.
Well, thank you guys very much, and yeah, good luck to all of you, and I know you're going to do a great job, and we'll try to put on a good show. I'm going to go over here, hit the button, and we'll get started.
All right, take it easy. J-Mac, we have J-Mac in the booth. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. Got quite a big crowd tonight, J-Mac. It's good to see everyone out there.
Well, that's good to hear. We got a big crowd. We got a big race coming up, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to call.
Absolutely. We have 94 laps, 3 stages. You heard it. We're on 3 times wear. So we're going to look at around 14 on fuel. Now, we're going to have some guys like Dohar and a few others that are going to, make that fuel last a little bit longer. From what I'm understanding, they can make it last up to 18 laps if they really push it. So we're going to see some of that. First stage, we're going to see around 27 laps. Second stage, around the same, but a little bit less, 24. And the third final stage should be about 36. So these guys are going to have to pit at least one time each stage. If they get damage, They're going to have to pit a lot more, and it's going to slow them down. These guys are on setups, and there is a ton of them. You guys will see some familiar faces out there with pro leaguers. J-Mac is one of them. He's in the booth here tonight, so it's going to be a crazy, crazy night. I'm super excited.
It's got to be a lot of fun to watch a bunch of talent try to draft with each other, and it's like Pro Boss said a little bit ago that they're probably going to hit some really high speeds, especially there's going to be a point when these guys get all lined up and kind of settle in, and I'm sure they're gonna be moving pretty dang quick, but definitely going to be interesting to see the different strategies and what happens when they start going 2 and 3 wide.
Right. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Rock NASCAR, Ramsit, Ranger. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want to place a bet, now is the time to do it. Big Chief 24, thank you so much for the follow. We have so many guys out there. I placed a bet just to see how it runs. Tonight, I'm going with Dohar. This guy knows how to save the fuel, but honestly, there's so many of these guys that can make it happen. So we're going to see. Dohar is certainly one of them. Jose Boss, who was in the booth, he is definitely one to make it happen. Tedeschi. It's very impressive with these guys. They are all very talented, very competitive. J-Mac, I don't know what you think about the racing tonight, but I feel like we're going to see very calm racing until the final parts of each stage, because stages matter so much with points. I think they're going to play it safe until the final few laps of each section of it.
They're definitely going to try to take it easy up front. The thing is that when you take it easy up front, that kind of creates a little bit of havoc in the back, because everyone's trying to latch on, and a lot of people start getting a little antsy, trying to make a little bit of ground up, trying to get a little track position, and start getting a little racy, and then people start falling off the back of the field. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out if they're able to keep her straight and keep the yellows down, or if there's a lot of action, especially toward the middle to the back of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a couple of guys betting. We have one on Dohar, we have one on Pro Boss, and we have one on Freaky Fast. Trav, yours did not go through. I'm not sure that you have enough points, and that's probably a good thing. Freaky Fast is not here tonight, so that is a good thing that it did not go through. But we have a few bets going on out there. Let's take a look at points while we're sitting here waiting. You can see what a huge change these are for it. Dohar we have in first, and he did not win the race. Jose won it. He is the defending champ of the spring season, and he's sitting in fourth, so it is going to be super close. Very exciting. Let's bring this back. These guys should be getting ready to go. I know they had a little snafu, had to restart the lobby, but they'll get it. Wonder what's up. Are you on vacation? Is that what I'm hearing tonight? He is a member of the league, but from what I'm hearing, he is not going to be here tonight, so he will be watching it. He says good luck out there. All right, J-Mac, I'm putting you on the spot.
Good luck indeed.
I'm putting you on the spot once again. Who do you think we have a chance of seeing in Victory Lane tonight? Who is your pick?
Well, if someone could write a bunch of names down on some pieces of paper and throw them into a hat, and I could draw them out, then I could probably give you a good, really good answer. But I don't know. Honestly, that's gonna be it's a toss-up. There are several drivers out there that that'll be up front. You have Jose, Dohar, Mordog, the Bolt. There's that huge group of drivers that are always toward the front, and then this being a plate race, and a bunch of these drivers being plate specialists, we'll say. But one guy that I'm looking at is sort of a newbie out there, and that's Fluffy Racing. He's a PS4 guy who's going to be in the 17 car tonight, and that's one guy that I think is going to be one heck of a wild card and going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. He is coming over here From the PS4 side, he is a pro leaguer out there, and I think that we're going to see a huge showing from him tonight. 22 car field, and here we go. Already, Talladega race. These guys are off to a great start. J-Mac, are you in here? You good to go?
I'm at the loading screen, but I should get in there pretty soon, hopefully.
All right, all right. Yeehaw, what's up, Jax? How are ya? These guys looking pretty good so far. We have the 21 of Pro Boss out there in the lead. We have Jose directly behind him, and in the 9 car, we have String. So this bottom line is just looking very, very strong out there. You see the high side. They're kind of falling apart out there. Everyone's trying to get down to that low side, and with 22 of them, it's going to be super, super close.
That is a snarling pack. The first 10 or so guys are pulled out single file, but then they're 2 by 2 by 2 from there on back, as everyone is just desperately trying to get to that bottom. And we're already going to get single file, and it's already going to get interesting to see how these guys in the back race, if they are good with just driving around, or if they start cannibalizing each other trying to climb back to the front of the pack.
Yeah. I'm looking at the 51 car. He is stuck on the outside, going to do everything he can. He goes to the back of the field trying to find his way back to the bottom. These guys are running pretty close. He's got the 24 of Rocky Top behind him. So, man, long, long line, guys.
Terrible luck for the 71 car. No idea what happened, but he has already fallen well off the this main group. He's about a half a straightaway back right already, and that's not what you were going to be like 4 or 5 laps into a race.
Yeah, not a good start for him, as he has already lost the draft, and that is not what you want to see. You know, during a super speedway race here, every draft is everything. You guys that have raced it, you know this. You have to stay in that draft. If you can do that, you're good to go. All right, look at these guys. These guys are just looking really good. We have Pro Boss in first. We have Jose in second. We have String in third. These guys are just single file. And I called this, guys. You have to make sure that you are lining yourself up for success later on. Getting all crazy now is not doing that. So these guys are going to ride very safely until we get further in the race. Once we see pit stops happen, that's when things start to get interesting, and that's going to happen around 14 in the race.
One person I'm looking at in the middle of this pack is that 88 car, the driver that we talked about, loves to save fuel, and he's been pretty consistently keeping about a car's length distance between him and that 38 car in front of him. As he kind of gets out of line there, but everyone plays nice and lets him back in. But definitely looks like he's playing the field strategy game here from the very beginning.
Yeah, I was riding with the 24 of Rocky Top, and the guy in front of him got a little nudge and got pushed out. He is safely back towards the back of the pack here, but rough going with him. These guys did manage to make it okay through, but man, a little tough. We have a second line forming. These guys are not wanting to hang back, and I'll tell you what, I think I see Dohar up in that pack in the 88. We'll have to see if we can make it past there. Take a look at him. Yeah, I'm riding with Dohar right now. He's got the 38 directly in front of him, and that is Skibowski. So yeah, these guys looking pretty strong, but they're going to need more help if they can do anything out there, J-Mac.
It looked like they got a heck of a run. Maybe that group in the front is maybe saving a little bit of fuel, maybe keeping the pace down just a little bit, and they decided to put a little pressure on, but it wasn't able to really go anywhere, and that outside line is kind of petered out. And luckily for them, that third group has started racing pretty hot and heavy right now, and that's kept anybody from being able to make a move underneath them.
It has. And these guys, it felt like we almost had three different packs going on. We had the first pack, and then the second pack who was kind of riding to the high side, but since went back down low. And then we had that low, the back of the pack, who is riding the low side. But since then, they have all gathered back to the low side while we have the 48 trying to make something happen on the outside. That is more dog out there. He wants to make up some positions. When you're in that long of a line, if anything happens towards the front of the pack, more than likely you're going to get collected because these guys are nose to tail, each and every one of them. So they really have to be careful with how they go about this.
And the further back in the pack you are, the greater everything accordions together, and it becomes even tougher to stay off of those guys in front of you and to keep that guy in the back, that guy behind you, alert to what you're doing and how you're driving when you're letting off and stuff. So it's very, very tough. This looks easy and it looks like they're just riding, but there is a lot mentally going on that you have to keep to pay attention to, or else you're going to get shoveled out or maybe cause an accident.
Absolutely. We're looking at 19 right now of Little Wing. We saw this guy making some moves toward the end of last season, and already he's trying to make it known that he is there. We have a front pack trying to take the high side. Looks like they have pretty good momentum going, but they might need a little help. They're ducking back down, trying to get that draft, trying to get that run, as we see the 99 out there right now. He's looking pretty strong. I do believe that is Delta Rocket. Pretty tame so far, J-Mac. Not a lot going on. A couple of guys trying to make something happen on the outside, but no one, at least yet, has been able to make anything happen.
It doesn't. You can see Skabowski being aggressive, trying to make an outside line move. I don't think he's content to just ride around right now, but everyone else not really playing along with him. Looks like the 88 might let him in. Nope. I think the 17 and the 3 putting pressure on him. I think he might have wanted to let him in, but I think the pressure he got behind him forced his hand there, and he had to hang 38 out. Skabowski had a heck of a run, but acting on that run is going to cost him and Fluffy now.
We have the two 8s directly in front of each other, Rock NASCAR and Tom Flitty, directly next to each other. These guys are doing pretty good. Just running nose to tail. This is going to be a lot of the story tonight. These guys do want to play it safe, and like I said, once we get to these laps further on down and they have to start making pit stops, that's when things change. We're going to see some guys save the fuel as much as they can, and other guys, they're just going to split it in half. They're going to go in when they need to around lap 14, and then they're going to just go on from there. But I have a feeling we're going to see people like Dohar. They're going to stay out just a little bit longer, and a lot of these guys, they're going to work together. You heard from Pro Boss. You're going to see some guys that may not normally work together. They're going to say over the radio, hey, I'm going in. I need some guys to go with me. How much fuel do you have left? When are we going in? You have to make friends out here, because those are the guys that are going to get you to victory lane. You know, you're friends until the final couple of laps, and then all bets are off.
And with 21 drivers out here, you'd think there wouldn't be very hard to make friends. But speaking of no friends out there, Jose is left out right now. Have to wonder if the 88's going to let him in. He does. And very, very nice of Dohar to let one of his main competitors on the season in, but he's probably somebody he's comfortable drafting with, and figured that was someone he might want to work with here later on.
Absolutely. You guys, look at this train. It's insane. And, you may think, oh, this is so easy. No big deal. But imagine 22 cars at this type of speed on setups. You're loose. You're putting your car to the limit, and you're trying to keep it steady. If the guy in front of you gets wiggly, guess what? You could get underneath him. All bets are off. You might be wrecking. So you have to make sure you give each other enough space as we hit 15 to go in the first stage, guys. So we're going to start seeing some pit stops pretty shortly here. I think some might save some fuel. We'll see if they back out and start falling back. But the next 3 to 5 laps, we're going to see the pit stops happen.
And you kind of have to wonder what kind of strategies these drivers are gonna try to employ here. A lot of drivers don't like to take tires here. I'm one who likes taking tires every time until that final stop, and then depending on how long you need it, getting right sides or lefts, or nothing. You can't take lefts in this game, although that would be nice. But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what these drivers decide to do as far as tires go.
Absolutely. And we have a couple of people. Dark Hunter, thank you so much for the subscription. That is completely amazing. Panthers, thank you so much for the follow. You guys are awesome. That subscription, just cheers to you. Super David's out there. He says, if I was racing here, you'd have at least 7 cautions by now. Folks, we're halfway through stage 1. No cautions. So it's really great for the amount of guys that we have out here. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, you have to be very patient. And I do believe I hear the radio. We have the 21 coming into pit road and a couple of takers behind him. Oh man, it looks like did he miss pit road? That is going to just yeah, I don't know if pit road took him, and if it did, he probably has a speeding penalty, but I see him going way too fast for that. He comes right back out, and J-Mac, that is going to absolutely kill his first stage.
That's gonna ruin his track position, and if the rest of the race goes this way, I doubt it does. But that puts him back in the back of the pack, where it's going to be tough to make ground, as we've seen. There hadn't been a whole lot of passing because everyone has been content to stay in a straight line. But then once everyone gets racing and you get an opportunity to go forward, then that's where trouble can strike. So just having that track position killed is the absolute worst, as more drivers are hitting pit road.
Pit road is about to get extremely busy out there. Just gobs of guys. The 51 gets taken out. We do have a yellow, guys. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But you guys saw that. Man, Sober David, I don't think that he purposely did that. I think once the caution came out, it spit him right back out. But man, I'm not sure what the caution was, but Proboss is one that is going to benefit from that. You guys saw it. He missed pit road, came back out, had 0 help out there. So this is going to catch him back up to the field. He can take tires, do what he needs. Everyone is going to go in who has not already. I can't imagine anyone not going in, honestly.
The drivers that this is going to really benefit are the ones that are on pit road right now, that were on pit road as that yellow came out. The ones who avoided any sort of damage. And so that's going to shake up the field quite a bit.
You saw it. We got Rocky Top up there in first, taking advantage of the situation. We have the 38 of Ski out there. He's on the outside. These guys are looking pretty good. We have the 18 of the Bolt. He had a rough week last week, so hopefully it's a different story tonight as we see him out here. Double file all the way back, J-Mac. Looking pretty good, but I wonder if we're going to see any moves being made at this point.
It's going to depend on who starts getting aggressive, trying to get down to that bottom line, because right now, with all things being equal, that bottom line is going to be where you want to be. So these drivers are going to start trying to find holes, trying to find allies down in the bottom. But that's when things are going to start getting a little interesting, when things start mixing up.
Absolutely. And Rocky Top just holding that line down there really, really well. We have a couple of guys gunning out of line. Close call on their end, but they're able to pick it back up. But we have a guy who has since lost the pack. I don't know if we can get a count on who that is. Unfortunate for him. Hopefully he'll be able to catch back up. I don't know if there's going to be another caution. Hopefully not. But if not,
that would be the 71 again for the second straight stage. He has gotten left behind here on the on a restart.
That is 71 of Blame Freddy. Tough night for him. He is not full-time this season. He was last season, but this season this will be his first race. We'll see what the night happens for him, but so far not looking too good with his luck out there. I'm hearing over the radio that Jose just got bumped out of the line, hit the wall. We only have about 7 to go, guys. I mean, the stage 1 is winding down definitely, so some of these guys are going to get very anxious. Stage points matter. I mean, J-Mac, we talked about the standings. Dohar is in the lead. He did not win the race, but he got so many stage points that put him in the lead. And on the other hand, we have Jose, who actually won the race, but we didn't see him up there for stages, so he is sitting 4th in points currently.
There's going to be some interesting games in positioning, I feel like, or they should start playing some interesting games for positioning, because Skibowski, who started second on that restart, he's currently in about 20th right now. There have got to be, 19, 18 cars in front of him. So you want to be on that inside line. You have to be on that inside line the way these guys are protecting that bottom and not allowing those drivers on the top end line.
I mean, look at that outside line. We have Dohar, we have Mordog, we have Tedeschi. Strong outside. And look who showed up right behind him. We have Probos, who missed pit road, and he is up there already. More and more guys trying to take that outside lane. The outside is winning. We have Dohar taking over the lead. Mordog in second. The 24 and the 22 side by side. Incredible racing. These guys just looking amazing out there tonight.
It is so difficult to stay nose to tail, especially that far back, as Probos makes an aggressive move to get down to the bottom. But yeah, those 4 cars definitely stronger than that 24 car. Maybe not the best leader out there, and the 88 decided to lead the charge, and he had some allies with him in the 48 of Mordog and the 22 of Tedeschi, and Probos latched on, and they are now your top 4.
And even more impressively is that not only did they take that outside and make it work, they were able to take that entire group and bring it back down low in front of that low line. I mean, not all the time that you can take that entire group that you are pushing with and bring them down low. Sometimes a couple of guys get left out, but these guys did it. They had such a huge run that they were able to bring everyone down low, and you don't see that a lot. That just shows you how powerful they were, even with fewer numbers. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, those 3 drivers are really good. Really good, and with really strong race cars, obviously. And they were able to overpower. Again, the 24 car leading that group might not be the best at leading a pack, might not be one of the fastest cars, and that's you can take advantage of that, especially if that bottom line is having to check up a bunch to keep from running over each other. So they definitely did a good job there.
They sure did. A little bit of movement up in this front pack here. We're on board with Sterlu and that 00. 3 to go, guys. Not much longer here, and we're going to see a stage 1 win. That's a ton of extra points for these guys. But we're going to ride on board with Sterlu for a second and just show you how much it takes. You got to look at the guy in front of you. You got to give him a little bit of room. If something happens to them, it is so easy to bunch up and cause a huge wreck. These guys have damage on, so if anything happens, if they need to go repair that, you're looking at 2/10 slower than the rest of the field. And if you're out there and you're solo, or you need to get that run on the outside, that is going to absolutely kill it. So you do have to be very careful with how you race around everyone. Not much longer to go, J-Mac. 2 to go. It's getting pretty close. What do we have with the high side here? Who is that?
Oh, do we have racers?
I don't know what happened to him, but he fell back. I think he got back in line, but man, Dohar still leading. We have Mordog in second, Tedeschi in third. We have Probos in fourth. Absolutely crazy. I thought the guy was in line, but he came off of pit road and was trying to get back in line. So nice job for him for being up to speed and be able to do that. This is the final lap, guys, for stage 1. It's going to get crazy. I have a feeling that these top 4 guys are going to do everything they can to battle for it. And we have the Bolt right behind him in the 18. We did not see a lot out of him last race, as he was just having a ton of bad luck. But today, He's up there front pack right here, and that is where we're used to seeing him. We're heading into turn 3, J-Mac. It's going to be close. I think these guys are going to take it.
It looks like they're going to wait until the exit of 3 if any of them's going to make a move. Moordog slowly letting off the 88. I think the 88 lets off a little bit to get back to his front bumper. Proboss trying to gin up a bit of a run here. Doesn't have anywhere to go with it. Just gets into the 22. And the 88 is going to win this one.
The 88 takes it. Moordog second, Tedeschi third, Proboss in fourth. That is going to be your stage 1. I'm surprised that they were that cautious with it. I thought for sure we were going to see a play for this to get these guys too wide for a finish. Stage points are everything, but these guys were playing it safe. We saw a little bit of last minute shuffling, but nothing too crazy. But those stage points go to Dohar.
Yeah, I think Moordog tried to move there, but the 88 did a little defensive little throttling a bit. He let off of the throttle maybe a little bit to get back to his bumper, and that kind of killed his run. Proboss had a run going, but I don't know if he just mistimed it or just thought better of trying to pop out. But he got into the rear end of the 22 car, and that kind of killed his run, and that ended up 4 cars single file across the start-finish line.
I am trying to get these cameras back up there, but it does not want me to. Here we go. We have Dohar on the outside. We have the 38 of Ski on the inside. It's going to be a nice start for him. We have the 8 car. He is on the inside directly behind Ski. It's going to be close there. These guys double file all the way back.
Those are 3 very, very strong cars on the top lane. Going to be interesting to see if they have the same issues that Skibowski and others have had trying to start in that second lane. But right now, they're holding tough, holding strong, and staying with them. And this is going to be a really, really tough. This is going to be a really tough group to beat up here.
J-Mac, I was looking backwards from the front group, and we had a lot of chaos in the back. Somehow, I thought for sure that was going to be a caution, but somehow they were able to save it. But we had a couple of guys down the inside of the track. I think those are the guys that fell back a little bit off of the pack. They're going to have their work cut out. They're going to have the work cut out to catch back up to this front pack. A lot of movement going on this front pack. You guys see these going too wide. So far, they're straightening it out, but man, a lot of movement going on out there. I don't know if they're getting very anxious. We have the 8 car hitting that apron constantly. That's giving everything away to that high side. They are just moving.
Did a nice job here. Oh, Moordog finally making a move. Making the move he maybe should have made a few laps ago, but he looks to the inside as I shuffle through a bunch of cameras like a moron.
I've had to do that already a couple times tonight. When you have this many cars, it takes forever to get where you want to go. It's crazy. Moordog takes over the lead. We have Proboss in second. Tedeschi trying to take over that third. Dohar just hanging on that outside, trying to make something happen, but it is hard out there. If you've raced out here, you know that high side is really hard to get moving, and there's a ton of strong drivers on that inside.
There are, but those are 3 really good drivers leading that outside line. And right now, back behind Tedeschi, they're having a hard time getting lined up and actually helping that inside line. So the outside line right now is able to fight back a little bit, is holding strong, not really losing anything. But I feel like that's going to be a losing battle. But right now, as hard as it seems to be for that inside line to kind of stay together here, I don't know. That outside line is fighting back.
They definitely are. Quentin says, how many laps do we have left? We probably should have around 24. Man, and that high side getting really high. A little sketchy up there. We're on board with Expert Toaster. Go ahead.
Moordog went up there to block the outside line, and that absolutely stacked them all up, and that'll give the lead to Proboss.
Oh, what happened with that? Let me see if I can go back. I don't know if Jose got a mule kick, as we're going to call it, from Ramsit, but he got shoved back very suddenly. They're catching back up, but that is definitely going to hurt that outside line. We have Proboss currently in the lead. 20 to go, as I'm hearing. So let's see if we can get back up to Proboss. Our new leader out here. We are on board with the 99 of Delta Rocket. This guy is very good at the super speedways. He is currently behind 22 of Tedeschi and Proboss, who's leading.
That outside line was fool's gold there for about a lap. A bunch of drivers. Oh, big wreck in the back. The 88 is involved in someone else. I didn't see who.
Oh, wow. It just shows you how quickly things can change, you guys. We had the 88 of Dohar, who was leading on the outside, and I'm not seeing a caution, J-Mac. That's crazy. I don't know how many cars were involved, but that is going to absolutely kill Dohar's chances in the second stage after winning stage 1.
The 17 of Fluffy involved. It looked like the 3 of Blue Baka might have been involved. I'm not sure what it was. Who else was inside of that? There was a lot of drivers that we expect toward the front who were taken out in that.
Yeah, I think it's the guys that were on the high side. I'm not sure quite what happened with them out there, but very, very unfortunate. The only thing that they are going to be able to catch up with now is getting another caution. Pit stops will happen pretty soon here, but we do have about 3 packs going on. We have a huge front pack here. We have that second pack, and I do believe we have the guys that were involved in that wreck. They're straggling along way back there.
Whew. The back of that front pack is not doing a good job of staying single file there. They're kind of all over the place right now. And right now, the 38 and the 48 side by side, that's slowing both of them down, and that might cost them that front pack.
Yeah, that is Ski and Moordog. They need to work together to catch back up. We have the 8, and we have a couple other guys behind him, Jose included, Expert Toaster, I do believe, in that 10 car. These guys are going to have to work together to catch back up to that front pack. That front pack, for them to catch up, they really need to go too wide, but they're doing a heck of a job trying to get that train moving. They have enough cars where I think they should be able to do it as the 8 car goes in underneath the track. Very close with him. I'm not sure if he's signaling that he's going to go in or whether he just lost it as they make contact together. 8 is spinning out. Man, he looks like he's going to go in the grass, possibly hitting the wall back there. Very unfortunate for him.
Very unfortunate and a very odd wreck. Might have gotten knocked out of line there and then trying to merge back. He got on the track and it looked like they were going to be all right, and then I guess that was the 51 on the outside of him, I believe. He came down a little bit, and the 8 looked like he went up, and they hit each other and then kind of finished each other off.
Yeah, that is rough out there. Currently, we're on board with 17 of Fluffy. He is over from the PS4 side. Welcome over to the dark side, Fluffy. I hope you're having a good race, although I don't know why I'm saying that because we saw what happened to him earlier. He is way back here, but he is working with these guys, trying to make his way back up as he is directly behind Little Wing in that 19. And I do believe that's Dohar directly in front of Little Wing, so hopefully these guys can make something happen, but man, they have their work cut out for them.
And right now, that 21 Ford of Proboss and the 22 in real life, a Penske car and the Penske affiliate car with the Wood Brothers. Those two are working really well together right now, leading this front pack. They've been nose to tail pretty much the entirety of it. Once Moordog tried to throw a block on that outside line, and things kind of got mixed up, and that allowed Proboss to take the lead. And since then, these two have pretty much dominated this stage, while everyone else behind them has taken it really easy. Has kind of settled in. I think they're getting ready to. I imagine that's going to change once everybody pits, but right now everybody playing very, very nice with each other.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you heard Proboss. He says you got to make friends out here. You got to make something happen. So a lot of these guys are going to work together. I guarantee you that a lot of these guys were talking before the race and saying, hey, let's work together, let's go in together. That's fine. If you're around each other, you need to do it. But sometimes stuff happens and you're not always around those guys. So a lot of these guys are communicating over the radio as we speak, saying, let's work together. I'm going to go in soon. How many laps of fuel do you have left? Let's make it happen. Let's go in. That way we can come out and we can all be together. If you come out and you're alone, that is a death sentence at these tracks. You have to be together as we're hitting 13 to go in stage 2.
Meanwhile, that second pack has managed to catch this front pack. Looks like everyone... I wonder if these drivers are saving a little bit of fuel, because they are leaving a large gap between each other here at the front, between the 22, the 99, the 18, a bunch of these guys. I wonder if they're trying to save fuel, maybe to make this a one-can, two-tire stop here to the finish of Stage 2. But I think all that saving has allowed that second group to catch them, and now we have a very, very large one group.
We sure do. I mean, look at this line. The train is long, but these guys look so steady. I give these guys props. I mean, 94 laps at a super speedway. It gets intense, and like I said, it may seem so easy, but it is very intense. You don't want any damage to your car, so you're out there just white-knuckled. You want to make sure that you're running a clean line, especially for Pro Boss, who is leading the entire field. If he's wiggly, you can guarantee that the guys behind him are all over the place trying to stay on his bumper if they're not hanging off a little bit. Sometimes if someone is a little wiggly in front of me, I'm giving them space. I do not want to be in a wreck. If not, I'm going to try to go around him, but these guys are doing a heck of a job out here.
They are doing a good job, but it looks like we're going to start having some takers for pit road, and there is a wreck.
Wreck going into pit road. That is going to hurt a couple of guys back there. We've seen it quite a few times tonight. A lot of these guys just suffering. Yeah, no yellow, and a black flag going on one of the pit stops, probably for speeding. It looks like a couple of them got wrecked into pit road. This is what I do. If I'm going into pit road, I'm talking to the guys around me, even if it's live. I don't necessarily want them to know that I'm going in, but you have to for these races. If I'm going in, I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna go in the pits high. You go in low if you're coming in behind me. That way we're not hitting each other. We have Pro Boss going in. We have the Tedeschi going in. We have the 18.
Ooh,
Pro Boss
the
gets
18
into the
gets
18.
into Pro Boss.
Yeah. 21
The
is
Bolton
wrecked out
Pro Boss
after
made
leading
some
so many
contact.
laps. That is rough right there. A lot of guys went in J-Mac, but
really
yeah.
rough.
Pro Boss
It's just so
had
tough
get some
to
damage.
coordinate this when you have 10 drivers coming to pit road each time. It's just so hard to coordinate it and to do it cleanly, and just unfortunate. Pro Boss did nothing wrong there, just trying to get on the brakes, and some of these guys maybe get a little loose, maybe have a little too much rear brake dialed into the car, and just kind of lose it, and you make contact and start bouncing off of each other. And right now our leaders are on the pit road.
More takers going into pit road. We see more
I don't
dog
know
and a
how that
couple other
24
guys.
didn't get a penalty.
I'm telling you, he was flying in there. But we have a couple of takers going in. We're going to try to catch up to Pro Boss and see how he's doing as he is coming out. Right now, we are looking at the 9 car of String. We have Jose in front of him, 71 on the outside. These guys are going to have to work together to make some magic happen.
And right now, it looks like if everything cycles out, it will be the 22 of Tedeschi and the 18 of Bolt. That will be your top 2. And those two are all by themselves.
Yeah, I'm with 22 and the 18 right now. These guys, Tedeschi, you saw him as he was entering pit road. He had a fantastic entrance. I mean, he straight passed up Pro Boss entering pit road, and he obviously did not get a speeding penalty, so he timed it perfectly. Unfortunately, Pro Boss did not have such luck. He made some contact with the Bolt, and that made him hit the wall, unfortunately. He's going to have a heck of a time trying to catch back up, but these guys are passing More Dog and Expert Toaster. Doing a great job working each other, but as soon as I say that, J-Mac, these guys are going side by side. Looks like the Bolt is going to try to take over the lead as he does it. Tedeschi going right behind him. I don't know if that was a strategy move on their part, saying...
That looked like...
Yeah.
That looked like he let him by. I don't know if maybe that's to get a run, but I don't know if this turns into a one-on-one battle. I don't know if you want to I don't know if you want that second place, but it looks like the 48 and the 10 are going to catch him, and there's going to be a more. It looks like they're going to be able to. This is going to be a 4-car battle here as Mordog and
Look
the 10
at
of Toaster,
this
they
run.
split them.
Mordog taking
throws
the
a
high
block.
side. Yeah, the Bolt seeing that coming, and he is blocking. Mordog stuck by himself. Huge run and nowhere to go with it, so he is going to fall back. The Bolt blocks for the lead. He is still going to be your leader. Expert Toaster just flying in like a rocket. He's going to be in second. Tedeschi in third. We're going to have Mordog in fourth.
42 car hanging on. I believe that is the 5th place car. So he's done a nice job of working his way to the front. But really interesting. I figured the 22 of Tedeschi might stay on the bumper of the 48 there and push him around the outside, but he opted to pull back in line and hang the 48 out to dry. But that was an excellent move by Mordog and Toaster to split them and make that a little bit of a race there.
You know, and I want to point out something. We said once pits happen, it's going to get very interesting, and you see it here. We have the top 5 guys right next to each other and no one else in sight as we hit 6 to go. I mean, you can see it from this camera angle. You don't see anything behind
There's
them.
nobody.
There's nobody.
There's
They're
There's
13
no one out front,
seconds
no one out
back
back.
to 6th place. We
it's-
have MDL up here in the
Wow.
42. It's fantastic, but for stage 2, since we only have a few laps left, these guys are going to make something happen, and Mordog is trying to take it to the outside. MDL trying to go behind him, but 2v3 not going to work on the inside. MDL tucks back in. 48 is going to have to do the same.
MDL, that little move there shows me that he is kind of committing to pushing that 48 car. He lets him back in line, and he's trusting Mordog to create that run that they need to get to the front. But right now it looks like the 22 car is backing up. It looks like they're going to try to make this a 3-on-2, probably going on the backstretch. Maybe whenever they get to the front stretch is when they'll try to gin this up, because this might be a little late. We'll see.
You know what? We did Super Speedway Sunday for Shake and Bake today, and I'll tell you what, they had a lot of practice doing this, and the Bolt, he blocks them for that, and Tedeschi wrecks out.
He came...
Expert Toaster comes
honestly,
up the track.
That wasn't a terrible block on the Bolt's part. The 22 tried to take it in between him and Toaster, and it looked like Tedeschi might have forced the issue there and tried to bump into the 10, and that might have started him ping-ponging. Maybe he got hung on the 18's bumper. Maybe the 18 tail swiped in there, but it looked like the 22 tried to force him to a hole that just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, you know, we'll have to get, you know, the reaction of what happened after the race, but very, very interesting. That's going to make these
They all saw something different.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you guys that race on here, everyone sees something different. It's just a matter of what you saw and what happened on your screen. We have the Bolt on the outside, Mordog on the inside. Going to make for a very interesting final part of the race here for stage 2. We have Expert Toaster, who we saw hit the wall. He is on the inside directly behind Mordog. Tedeschi, who got wrecked out, he is currently in 4th. The 42 of MDL, 1 lap shootout. They are very, very scrunched up and making me so
Fluffy
nervous.
taking the Joker lap right now on the paper there. Does a nice job about coming up in front of the field, but that is not the fast way around.
Very, very interesting. We have Mordog still in the lead, Expert Toaster in 2nd, Tedeschi in 3rd. This is it. I mean, this is it. We have the Bolt getting knocked
Bolt
up
in the
into the
wall.
wall. These guys are losing
gonna be a
their
big wreck.
patience. Yeah, huge wreck. I would imagine that the caution will not come out as this is the final. Well, as soon as I say that, they start slowing down.
That should be the end of the stage right there with Mordog as your winner
Yeah.
of a crazy, crazy
That
finish
is the
there.
stage for the second one. Mordog is your leader, Expert Toaster in second. I don't even know what to say about that one. This is getting crazy.
Looks like Blue Baka is in third. The 3 car is in third with Tedeschi in fourth, and I can't tell who that is behind him. Maybe the 19 of Little Wing?
Yeah, if it's the 19, that would be Little
I believe that
Wing.
is.
I can't get a camera angle. These cameras are killing
It
me.
is, and then the 00 is in sixth.
Sturlu. Yeah, that's Sturlu. So that's your top 6 right there. We're going to head into the final stage at Talladega. Sober David. Yeah, you know what? That was a caution, which abruptly ended stage 2, but that is sure enough a caution. We have the 21 of Pro Boss finding his way back out to the lead once again after having some pit road trouble as he was trying to enter after leading several laps. The 24 is directly behind him of Rocky Top. These guys are looking very strong, but man, J-Mac, this race looks like something totally different than what we saw at the very beginning.
I believe the intensity is gonna ratchet up, and these drivers are not gonna be content to ride, because I think we've seen that you want to be at the front on these pit stops. Like, it has not benefited drivers to be in the middle or the back. It's so easy to get get into somebody's somebody else's mess, and so you want to be at the front. So I imagine I just can't believe that these guys from 8th, 9th, 10th on back are not going to try to get really aggressive to make their way back to the front.
Absolutely. It's so true. We do see these guys a little bit more wiggly than what we saw at the beginning of the race. Patience is wearing thin. Like you said, J-Mac, they want to find their way out front. We've seen that it has not worked out if you are not up front, and even for some of those guys, it hasn't worked out. So it's just something that they are trying to work on getting there. But they're going to have to do it safely, because the last couple of cautions, it's been getting crazy out there.
Yeah, we've seen that green flag pit stops have been a bit of a randomizer. They've completely changed up the perplexion of these races, and it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are willing to drive single file, and it looks like they are. It looks like they're getting into a single file line. I don't know if there's some strategy, maybe some fuel saving going on, but it's baffling me that these guys are taking it that easy when we have seen throughout this race that you pretty much need to be up front.
Yeah, these guys have formed a single file line once again. The train is long. I have a feeling that a lot of these guys are saying, just calm down, guys. Beginning of stage 3, we've already had a couple of cautions from guys losing patience. Let's just take it easy. We still have pit road to enter and come out of. Let's take the pit cycles here, and then we'll make something happen. Until then, let's not get too crazy.
Oh, and that's going to be a wreck.
I say that and all heck breaks loose. These guys, that is going to be a caution. Man, oh
like
man.
Some major bumper lock there. Some guys
Yeah.
accordion together up at the front, and Jose ended up getting the worst of that. I was on board with him for that, and that was not pretty. He
Unfortunate
had
with
absolutely
that.
nowhere to go.
With the amount of laps that we have left to go, I'm curious. That's going to change up a lot, J-Mac. Are we going to see some guys on save mode? We have a little bit more, I do believe, than they can handle for a pit stop. About 30 to go, so, well, with 30 to go, there's no way. They're going to have to take another pit stop. So I take that back, but I thought we had a lot less. But man, I thought that
You're
was
gonna
going
have
to
to take another pit stop, but
yeah.
But you could, but if you want to save here, you could maybe make it a much quicker pit stop if you wanted to, that second pit stop. So that's the game I think that's going to be played right here. Even
Absolutely.
though I think I don't know how much variation there's going to be in strategy. I feel like it's a one-can race in that second stop, but who knows? Maybe these guys out front aren't going to be able to save enough fuel to do that.
Yeah, I'm not taking tires for the next stop after that. I was taking full everything for, man, look at these guys. Already
And here they
another
go.
one. I don't know if they're experiencing lag. What we see here on this game, I'm noticing, is that at the super speedways especially, you start to see a lot of lag. I know we had Tom Flitty who was pulling out of line. Yeah, what I'm hearing is it was most certainly a lag. Guys were getting mule kicked, spun out of line, hitting each other. So that's the unfortunate thing about this game. Once we start seeing cautions and the race moves further on, you're going to see lag, and that causes what we are seeing now. So what they need to do is keep some space against each other. The guys who are lagging, they're going to have to put them on the outside to make sure that they're not going to cause anything crazy. For those guys that are lagging terribly, they're going to more than likely have to leave the race. But 5 cautions. We have Sober David keeping the caution counter. Not so good for this final stage here. We're going to have to see these guys take their time. Let's go about it safely.
We've seen Jose in pretty much every position on the track, but now he is
just about to say
somehow
that.
found his way into third and working on pushing the 9 past the 2. But it looks like that inside line is not getting the greatest of restarts. Maybe they're running 3-gear setups down there. I don't know, but now they're starting to get a little bit of a run going, and we're gonna see if they can maybe push past that outside line. But that outside line is making progress back.
I don't know what you're seeing, J-Mac, but I see so much movement, and I'm seeing a lot of guys going underneath the apron. We see Jose. I mean, he is going back and forth. The 21 of Pro Boss goes up into the high side. A huge wreck happens. It's going to be caution number 6. If it doesn't come out, I'm going to be very surprised. Ooh. I'm thinking that's another lag issue. These guys are all over the place, and we didn't see that before. I don't think this is driving on their end. I think it's lag.
Well, we always see the lag a lot worse than they do, it seems to be. But I believe that was... I think that was a wreck. We always see it a little worse than they do.
We do. That's
for whatever
true.
reason here in the in the booth. It gets worse and worse as it goes. Theirs is a little more stable, but definitely have to wonder if maybe there's a little bit of swerve and Irvin going on out there.
Yeah, they were so perfectly straight out in the beginning, and now everyone is wanting to get to that front position. You can't do it so quickly. Look at all these guys moving, I swear. It does show worse on our screen, but you know that when you see the caution counter out there and they're back to back, it's not a good thing.
Typically, no, it isn't.
We have Pro Boss. He is on the low side, 4 rows back. He was involved in that last one. And we had Jose. He is on the outside. That top line is just absolutely falling back. We have the Bolt leading that out there. A lot of strong guys, but man, I don't know if they're seeing the log that I'm seeing, but it is brutal out here. Absolutely brutal. You can see the movement out here. And I send my empathy to them because it is looking pretty tough.
I think that 2 car is really, really strong. He was able to pull that outside line past there on that last restart, and then on this one, that bottom line has absolutely left that outside line. I think that 2 car has a lot of horsepower in it, and Ramsey's showing some strength here late in this race.
51, just losing a little bit. We had a contact with him in a few cars. We have a guy that was below the apron that left.
The 00 disappeared from planet Earth there.
Yeah.
He was beamed up by aliens as he was spinning out before he went up into the field.
Brutal out here. Yeah, that's the tough part about super speedways. I keep saying it. But the longer the race goes on, the more lag you're going to see. And the more cautions that you see, the more lag and the more cautions. Cautions breed cautions, guys. And that's what we're seeing right now. We see the 43 of Jose fell back quite a bit. I mean, he was up there, you guys saw it. He was up towards the front. at the beginning of the restart of the caution. He has since fallen back. I can't even tell you how far back, but he is a pretty good ways back there from where he was. He's going to have to work pretty hard to get back up there, but these guys will still have to make another pit stop.
I think. Well, as I was about to say that, he pulls up into the outside line, but it looked like, given the space they were all giving each other, and what happened? Now he's falling back again. Good lord.
He fell back. He hit the back of the 38 of Ski, and I don't know if Ski lagged back, but once he made the contact, I saw jolt, and he went straight to the wall. Jose has to be extremely frustrated right now.
Just a lot of terrible luck. It looked like the room they were all giving each other, that they were working on trying to maybe save a little bit here. I don't know what the status is of everybody on fuel and tires, how many laps are left or things like that, but you have to wonder, it's the stage in the race where you might benefit from keeping a little gas in the tank.
Absolutely. We're on board with the 18 of the Bolt, trying to redeem himself from last week's luck. He had no luck, and tonight he is just trying to come up as we are 20 to go at the line. But man, everyone has had a heck of a race tonight. No particular person has just completely dominated the race. Pro Boss has led a ton of laps. We have the two out there in the lead of Ramsit. But man, everything has switched so drastically, so often. It's really anyone's race at this point.
It really is an interesting top five. We haven't really seen it that much. We have the custom 8 car up there in second place. We have the 2 leading. Haven't seen him up front a whole lot. We have the 10 of Toaster, who was part of that 5 who were racing for the lead in the second stage before they all wrecked. And we have Pro Boss, who has led a good portion of this race, and then we have the 3 of Blue Baca. It's a very, very interesting group up here leading this race right now. And then behind them, we have the 22 and the 18, and we start seeing some drivers that you normally see up front. But so far, this has turned into a really, really interesting race.
It has, and I'm very interested to see what kind of pit stop are they going to take. Like I said before, if we're going under caution, I'm taking all 4 if I can. If I'm towards the front, it just depends on what my stats are looking like. But if everything is good to go, and huge wreck in the back. We have the 9 car involved of String. He is not having any luck
38
tonight.
Of Skiboski.
Yeah.
A lot of drivers and 3
That's
drivers
bring out
involved in
another
that
caution.
one. And I was about to say Jose might have been in that one, but he was just so far back, he just kind of putted into the middle of it there at the end. But and like that, everything changes once again. But
Absolutely.
it's going to be really, really tough.
Yeah. That's Dega Racing
We've learned
for
anything.
you.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
If we've learned anything from these last 2 restarts, that inside line is going to be a monster with that 2 car leading it, because he has been really good on these restarts from either lane. So whoever is stuck on the outside line here, if he's leading here, who knows? And he will not be. Interesting.
The 8 car takes over the lead. I do believe that is Tom Tom, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to verify that because we have 2 8 cars out here. So I'll have to verify, but we have 21 of Pro Boss on the outside.
Oh!
Pro Boss trying to side.
Tom Tom is the Bass Pro 8.
Man, that was a close
and
call.
He lagged, and he had to pull out of lane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do believe that is Rock NASCAR in the front. We have the 18 in second. Pro Boss just falling back. And we have a lot of strong guys in the top of the row here. But they're all trying to make their way down to form a single file line, J-Mac. Here we go with the train once again.
Just so much bottom feeding in this race. Nobody wants to be on that outside. Nobody wants to jump up there and get hung out to dry. So they're all trying to work their way to the bottom. We have Tedeschi on the apron. That ends up working out because Oh,
He almost got thrown into pit road, missed it by just a little bit, and managed to make his way back up the track directly behind Pro Boss. But scary moment for him as he almost got thrown onto pit road. Not the time he wants to go in, I can assure you. Once again, a very long line, J-Mac, a big train. These guys are moving. We have 3 getting a little bit crazy. He's making me a little nervous. He's going to have to hold on to that. 99 getting thrown in and out of the line here, but man, a lot of movement with these cars. 22 wrecking. He's going up the track trying to save it. 13 at the line. Half the field wrecks. Just another huge one at Talladega. I'm not seeing a yellow come out yet, guys. I don't know if it's going to come out, but if not, Tedeschi is one of them that is going to pay the price for that caution not coming out. That's the bad part of game cautions. Yeah, that's rough. We have a lot of lag from TomTom and Delta.
and finally, somebody has decided to head up to the top there. And we have some really good drivers up there. We have the 43 of Jose, the 48 of Mordog, and the 17 of Fluffy. And also the 38 of Skabowski. That should be a formidable group leading that outside line, and they're proving it right now.
They are proving it, but I'll tell you what, that 38 dunked down low pretty quick. That's only 3 on top. That's going to be hard to do. The 38 is kind of playing both lanes at the moment, trying to decide if he wants to take that route. Let's take a look. We have Jose, who's just rocking that outside. He is currently in the lead, but the 18 is trying to push Rock back out front to the lead. It's going to be close. We have Mordog on the outside. We have the 17 of Fluffy from PS4. He is on the outside, making his way up through the field after a tough night.
And he gets just a little bit of bumper lock there on the 48, gets tail slapped by him. Woo.
Nice recovery.
Fluffy does it. Yeah, that was a nice recovery, but that broke up that outside line, and Jose had to abandon them. And now, I think that outside line is going to pay the price here.
Absolutely. Jose was able to sneak down low. He's still going to be your leader with Rock NASCAR in second place. He had a good lead out here so far. We'll see what he can make happen, but man, we have a nice race starting to form here, J-Mac. A nice outside. That inside is just moving, though. They need more help on that outside as we hit 10 to go. It's going to be a very close few laps.
Thing is, with that, you need that inside line, and as I was about to say, we need that inside line to get broken up a bit. The 8 kind of checked them all up, maybe got the apron, maybe a little bumper lock on the 43, who knows, but now Jose has to play defense, jumps down to the bottom line, and the 48 is going to take the lead here. Now, what does he do? Does he help Jose, or does he try to pull Fluffy around?
You know what? Mordog is one to play both lanes. He knows what he needs to do and where to go, and that is what he is doing, playing both sides, going on that high side, going on the inside lane. We'll see if it works out for him. That inside is starting to move its way back through. 48 falls back a little bit into second and now third. 17 of Fluffy out there in fourth, and man, 48 just trying to claw his way on that inside line. It's not working though. The bolt blocks that off, and he is keeping that gap closed.
Yeah, that's the second time Mordog has tried to block that outside line, and it has done nothing but hurt him. I think these drivers are learning a little bit how to play defense, but they might not have to as we get single file again. But it's tempting to go up there and block that outside line. You watch them do it in real life on Sundays, but that just doesn't seem to work here. That hasn't worked so far tonight, the 2 times we've seen it.
Yeah, you know what, Jose? Oh, we have a couple of guys out of line here. Let's see if they're able to make their way back in. It looks like they are, but man, we're getting pretty wiggly back here. We have the 19 of Little Wing kind of warming up those tires a little bit. These guys are nose to tail, though. Very, very close. Moordog taking a try on the outside with Ski. We have 17 of Fluffy. These guys taking another look out here. It is going to be close. The 71 joins them also. Jose gets left. He is in the middle, and he is falling back quickly. He got left out to dry there, J-Mac.
Jose didn't commit to a side. He tried to play both sides there, tried to go up to block the 48, and the 48 was able to get around him, and that inside line had a run.
Oh.
And once again, going up to
wreck.
block that outside line doesn't work as they all wreck.
Huge wreck. That's going to bring out the caution. So many guys going for spots that may not be open. Too much blocking. We see a lot of blocking, and I saw a couple of guys up front that were blocking a little too close for comfort, and that caused a lot of guys getting cut off on the nose. And man, you see yet another big one here tonight. That is caution count number 8. Thank you so much, Sober David, for keeping count for us. This is craziness. We only have a few laps to go, so this is going to be a crazy ending here.
And that's twice that inside line has gotten broken up. A driver, that outside line came with a full head of steam. The leader tried to go up and block that outside line and then just got left by the inside line when it reformed. It's so tempting to block that fast line, but you have to stay committed. You have to commit to a side, or else you're just gonna lose everything.
Here we go, another green flag run. We have a guy falling out of line already, moving to the back.
That was the 99.
Yeah, that was the 99 Delta Rocket, I do believe. He was lagging a little bit, so he fell out of line. 18 of the Bolts.
The 48 cleared himself on Little Wing, and that caused a bit of an issue.
Fantastic recovery on his part. I mean, he was just below the apron trying to grab his way up back in line, and he did it without any incidents. But man, that's pretty close. A lot of guys are gonna get crazy here. 4 to go. We're gonna hit 3 at the line, so this is it, guys. Stay tuned. We have a lot of guys rooting on for Rock NASCAR here. We need to get him back up through the field. We have the Bolt in first. We have Expert Toaster in second. Fluffy in third. Absolutely crazy. We're hitting 3 to go. Huge lag spike, and that caused yet another wreck. That's going to be caution count number 9. Man, this is just eating at the laps here. That's gonna take it down, and we're only gonna have a couple of laps left for tonight at Talladega. We're gonna crown a winner here, and I know a lot of these guys have to be pretty frustrated, J-Mac.
They absolutely have to be, and you have to wonder if maybe this puts some of them in a bad fuel situation, and also this completely changes the game. You have to be aggressive here. I think we've learned tonight that you have to make a move when you get it. Unless you're worried about points, unless points are your thing, then you can hang out and chill. But if you want to win this race, you have got to make a move whenever it's there, and you've got to commit to it. You can't second guess yourself, and you can't try to move around. You just got to go for it.
It is NASCAR overtime, and like you said, J-Mac, it is all or nothing. You gotta go for it. If it works out, you might win yourself a race. If not, you might be wrecked out. But Expert Toaster, what was that?
Expert Toaster cleared himself on Fluffy and just knocked Fluffy out, and that's gonna cause a big wreck in the back. But that was
I don't even know what that was.
Really interesting.
That was crazy.
He just turned left. He thought he was cleared. He turned left, and that
he was not
that
clear.
Put Fluffy on the apron.
And
no, he was definitely not.
What I'm impressed with, J-Mac, is look how Fluffy held his line underneath the apron. It still messed up everyone else behind Fluffy and what was going on with that. But Fluffy, he managed to scrape himself back together after getting hit down below and just kept it down there together. It was the rest of the field that weren't able to hold on to it. And here we go. Caution count number 10. It is Talladega. That's going to happen. But It's rough out here. It is very rough out here.
This is going to be an interesting restart. We're going to have to see if that 10 tries to pull down in front of somebody again. Here's the 71 car up in third. We've seen him lose the pack twice tonight, maybe even more times. I don't know, but he's suddenly up here in third.
Yeah, blame Freddie. He is trying to make his way up to the front, trying to capture himself a win. He is not a full-time driver this season, so he's trying to make his presence known. That's one way to do it. These guys moving on the inside. Expert Toaster on the outside. He is not moving low this time around. Fluffy, man, great recovery on his part. Got to give him a lot of props for that one. Let's see if these guys can make it around and get this thing going to the checkered flag.
Once again, you can't wait to make a move here. You've got to, if you get that run, you've got to take it because we don't know when that yellow flag is going to come out. There's a big wreck in the back.
Huge
Is this
wreck.
thing going to end under yellow?
18 crosses the
like
line. 18 crosses the line. That is the white flag. These guys are moving. The Bolt is currently in the lead. He's going to have a lot of defending to do as we have Blame Freddy in second. We have Dohar in third.
Freddie, make
We
that
have
move.
the 8. These guys are going side by side now as we enter turn 3. It's going to be super close. Can these guys, only 3 of them, 4 of them join out front? For the high side, it's going to be super close. Dohar takes over the lead. 18 on the bottom. It is going to be super tight up here. 18 has a little bit of a nose out here. Let's go on board with him. I think we're going to crown Dohar as the winner as he looks like he is going to cross the line first here at Talladega Super Speedway. Dohar is your winner here tonight. 8 finishes second.
The 88, 8, and 18.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Freddie had the run and chose to stay on the 18's bumper, and the 88 decided, you know what, I'm not gonna stand for that. So he took that run and went to the high side, and he ended up the winner. Just like I said, when you get that run, you gotta take it. And if someone goes with you, then great. And if they don't, then that's their fault for not trying to gain positions. You just gotta go for that move when you have it. And a nice aggressive driving by that 88 of Dohar, and that got him a win.
It sure did. I mean, he did a fantastic job out there. Rock NASCAR finishing second. The Bolt, after a hard week last week, out here finishing a podium finish. So great job to him. We have the 2, the 51, and then Mordog. Look at these guys just look like they were all doing a sliding out here to to finish it up. All right, let's get these guys in the booth for an interview, but what a wild, wild race. We'll get these guys. Hopefully they can get into the party. I'm curious, how much frustration did we see out there? Sober David keeping count. He says
Especially
one
with
caution
that
and
finish, his crazy thing he's got there.
yeah, absolutely. Sober David says 1 caution in stage 1, 2 in stage 2, and 7 in stage 3. Welcome to the booth, guys. Dohar, congratulations on the win. Absolutely incredible job. How frustrating was the race tonight, or were you guys doing okay out there?
Well, thank you guys for starters. It was a fantastic race. Of course, you know, when you're putting 22 cars on the same racetrack, there are going to be frustrations. You know, you got guys trying to work together, trying to let people in line. You know, a couple guys were using the brake as much as they were using the gas, which was frustrating a couple people. And then, of course, you're fighting some lag issues. But that goes without saying. We still, you know, tried to put on as best a show as we could. Towards that third stage, a lot of lag was just happening. A lot of guys, if they're living in like the Midwest, are getting some storms right now. So we just had to fight through it. You know, they were lucky enough to fall to the back. Just a couple of guys jockeying for line positioning as hard as they could was causing some accidents there on the restarts. But I told Rock, we were in the same party, I said, Rock, I'm going to make the move on the back straightaway on the last lap, and if we go anywhere, we go anywhere. And I said I'd stick with him. So I owe that entire win to Rock. It's his setup, it's his car, and then he pushed it to the victory. So all the thanks in the world goes out to Rock NASCAR and Pro Boss for putting this on.
Absolutely. Taking me through those final laps, did you think you were going to be able to do it, and how did you set yourself up for that run that you got for the win?
I didn't think we were going to come back after stage 2. Just got involved in a little skirmish that didn't bring out a yellow, and then unfortunately got spun out coming off of pit road where another car and I came out simultaneously together side by side, and I spun out there. So I didn't think we were going to be able to come back from that. And then in the last stage I was working with MDL, and we thought it was going to become fuel mileage there, but we caught a lucky yellow, and I just put myself in as best a position as I could to make sure I restarted on the bottom line. And then when I saw Rock NASCAR was restarting behind me, I knew I was in as good a position as ever to try and make a move.
Absolutely. I mean, after your points lead already, you got to win tonight and some stage points. This is going to give you an extra padding going into next week. And where are you guys headed next week? Isn't it Vegas?
I think that might be right, but I
Yeah.
can get back to you on that.
I do. Let me double check. I got it right here, so I can tell you. It is Vegas. So, have you? Do you have it? How do you think your chances are there? Do you like the track?
I like the track a lot. I like Vegas. It's nice and bumpy. It's a good mile and a half where you're going to have the high side and the bottom. So I feel like, Jose and I are going to work really well together there. We're probably going to be running up front, running the high side. And I know Boss will join us there because we were we were trying to call everybody to the train to get on the high lane in that first stage. And when Moordog, Tedeschi, and Boss and I all made that move on the high side in the first stage, that's where I could tell. I wanted to kind of flex a little muscle and say, hey, I got a strong car. I'm not afraid to make the move when there are 15 other guys on the bottom lane. So overall, I'm feeling really good about the rest of the season. Just having the points lead going in a couple of these races just makes it easier, so you can kind of be a little bit more meticulous about when you're going to make the move.
Right. Well, you did a great job tonight. Got a win. Like I said, that's going to help in points. So great job out there. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, J-Mac, we got to talk to Rock NASCAR. Having a strong showing out there tonight.
Absolutely. Rock, first off, congratulations on the second place. How you feeling?
Thank you, guys. It was very intense. It was intense.
You led a bunch. You were one of. It seemed like pretty much everybody was in every position at one point during this race. But first off, talk about the ebb and flow there that went on those first couple of stages, and then especially in that third stage when things kind of started getting a little wacky.
Oh my God. Well, I knew in the third stage I was one lap short of fuel. And then when the caution come out, it was like, okay, I got a pit. I need a half a can just to get me to the end. And luckily, it put me on the inside and behind Dohar. So I told Dohar, I said, look, I got your 6. Wherever you go, I'll get you there. And he made the right moves and pushed them to the win.
Well, tell us about that that finish. Were you feeling pretty confident there that y'all could get the job done? Were y'all maybe surprised that some of the guys in front of you, the 71, had an opportunity to make the move there? Were y'all thinking maybe y'all get a block, or were y'all just just gonna go up there?
To be
and
honest,
say, screw it, what happens happens.
I didn't think when he swung out and I went with him, I didn't think that we were going to be able to get it done, because I looked in my mirror and seen a big line coming on the inside forming up, and it was like, well, whatever position we get is what we get. And I looked in my mirror at there was a run coming on the outside, and that little bit of extra push helped us. So it was very intense.
Well, congratulations again on the 1-2 finish for y'all working together. Y'all were aggressive and it paid off.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate everything.
All right. A great job by Rock NASCAR tonight also. The Bolt. We saw him struggling out here last week, but tonight making up for it with a top 3 finish. How you doing, Bolt?
Oh man, that was rough. It's one way, but hey, I had a pretty decent car. I'm doing all right. It's just been past few weeks have just been unbelievable in terms of stress and just pressure. So, going back to last week, I just got damaged and I just couldn't do anything. I tried the best I could and I just couldn't quite get up to the front. And then I got forced down pit road and I disconnected. People think I quit, but I never quit. I disconnected there and it was just really tough on me and just pro league and just everything you could possibly imagine in the world. Going into college now and just everything is just it's just all building up and it's just creating a lot of stress. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep going. Really happy to the performance here, but man, it's just so close to the win. And I'd like to thank Freddie, for still pushing me, Toaster and Blue for all the help they've given me. Joe Gibbs Racing, Gibbs Gaming for all the support in the Pro League. These guys are an amazing team. I'd like to thank Interstate Batteries because, like their slogan, they're outrageously dependable. Being the best sponsor any kid could ever ask for. I mean, just everyone who supports me, my friends, my cousin who does streaming and watch a bit of the race, which is really awesome. And yeah, I can't tell you how stressed it's been the past few weeks. It's just been so hard on me, and just get a result like this is good. But I wanted I wanted those extra 2 positions there. But got to keep working hard, and hopefully it'll pay off sometime soon next week. And just really pretty happy, but I'm not done yet. I want to keep working hard.
Absolutely. You gotta keep moving onward and upward, and that's what you're doing. Last week it might have been a little bump in the road, but tonight you came back, and who knows, maybe next week you'll bring home the win. You were super strong out there last season. This season is no different. So I wish all 3 of you guys a lot of luck going forward. Again, congratulations to Dohar on the win. I do want to give a shout out to everyone who showed up tonight. So many people out there. People rooting on you drivers. It was great to see. Fantastic racing out there, even with a few cautions that we saw. But JMac, I would say, was another great night of racing.
Absolutely was a very interesting race. A lot of different things going on. There was some single file racing, we saw some fuel saving, we saw some aggressive moves, and eventually it was the ladder that ended up coming out on top.
Absolutely. Well, next week we are headed to Vegas. This is the last race on NASCAR Heat 3. You guys know it. NASCAR Heat 4 is coming out soon, September 13th. Keep your eyes out. If you have not pre-ordered, make sure to pre-order it. But we will be headed to NASCAR Heat 4 soon. So until then, take it easy. We'll see you next Sunday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time at Vegas. It should be a crazy, crazy race. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for showing out tonight, and the subs, the follows, and just for chatting. You guys are amazing, and we'll talk to you guys later.